man, and we definitely not. We definitely want to say that we're not glorifying nothing, but we got to talk about these trials and tribulations and shit. And we all in a good space now and shit. You know what I mean?
No,
Thank
no, no,
God.
we definitely are. And I thank the
Yeah.
Lord every day for having me here. Though. I got
Yeah.
after the Quarterman Powerhouse and all that. This was like a while later.
Mm.
Them boys was playing with a gun. They was playing with a gun, and they was like I was on the water, and I was standing on top of this brick. They weren't
Mm.
exactly behind me, but they were like a little distance. But I seen them. Y'all was the only two behind me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, what? I'm like, bam. I don't say nothing. I'm standing on the brick. That
Mm.
shit went off. Blah!
Damn.
But listen, when I mean that shit for like a sucker punch,
Mm.
that shit for like I seen a bullet come on my face. That shit knocked my tooth out and everything. Knocked my teeth out and everything, dog.
Damn.
Like the bullet came right out my face. Like it came boom. It went in the side of my jaw. That shit. Listen, people don't really know. You can't really tell though. Though it went in and it came out the front. Like if you pay attention,
Fuck.
it split all my shit. Like it split in half. Like
Damn.
it felt like a sucker punch. So I'm like,
You thought
damn.
you was dead? You thought you was gone? Like.
No, it felt like a sucker punch. Like I ain't doing it. It felt like a sucker punch. So I just put my hoodie on and walked off. I'm like, damn.
Hold
I
on. Hold
told
on.
I
Hold on.
told
Hold
my
on. Hold on.
kid.
Hold on. Oh, you got hit in your face and you put your hoodie on and
I threw
just
my hoodie
walked
on
off.
and walked off. Cause
Damn.
it didn't hit no body parts. It just hit me in my face.
You didn't go to the hospital or none of that?
Yeah, I had to because it had my shit all ripped up.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Damn.
it had my shit all ripped up. So I walked to the circle and shit. So I called my man Wee Wee. He was in the house. I'm like, yo, I said, yo, tell Wee Wee I got shot. So
Mm.
Nene was like, wait, Turkey, I think something's had to have a Turk. So he was on the third floor. You
Mm-hmm.
hear this nigga falling down the step. This shit was funny as shit. Cause you know in the project, you hear the nigga falling down the step. He falling down the step. But mind you, I wasn't bleeding yet. I wasn't bleeding yet. So
Wow.
I'm like, yo. So when he get downstairs, he grabbed the pistol, like, I'm gonna kill these niggas on the other side. So I'm like, yo, they ain't do it. And he was like, hold up, no, the police coming. You got shot. He put the gun up. Now, mind you, this shit shooting out the front of my face and shoot out the side of my face.
Wow.
Like this shit shooting. So I had to take my hoodie off and put it on the side of my face, like it's shooting. So now we arguing about who car we taking to the hospital.
What?
Listen, Johnny. So we arguing. I'm like, yo, let's take your car. He's like, no. I said, let's take your car. I said, no. He's talking about no. So we arguing. Mind you, my shit leaking. We in a circle. Arguing. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck, dog? I said, wait, come on. So I'm like, all right, we gonna take my car. Boom. So now the shit, like I had a gray polo hoodie, but the shit was getting all red. So I'm like, all right,
Mm.
we gonna take my car. We gonna take my car away. Boom, we arguing. So he hauled ass out the circle. So I'm like, he like, what hospital you trying to go to? I said, don't go to St. Joseph because they don't take trauma patients. So he
Damn.
was like, all right. I said, go to Hanneman. So we arguing.
Yo.
So now me and my his phone going off and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck, yo? So both our
Mm.
phones going off and shit. So I'm like, I can't even talk. So then I'm like, hold on, fuck all this. I look up. I said, we at the youth study center. I said, wait, where the fuck is we at, nigga? No, my people have been aborted mine. I said,
Damn.
wait, where the fuck is we at? He told me, no, I'm trying to get you there. I said, wait, you know you're supposed to bang down Ridge Avenue and take Broad Street all the way down. He told me, no, I'm taking my route. I said, nigga, I'll be dead by the time we get there and shit.
Right.
So I'm like, this nigga drawing like shit. So I said, listen, mind you, he on parole. So I'm like, listen, I don't want you to go. You don't drop me off, cause I gotta tell you what, I got locked up for veto too.
Oh man, you got we gonna get
Like,
into it.
so I mind you, he on parole and shit. So I said, wait, fuck all that. I said, drop me off on 15th Street, on 15th and Vine. So he dropped me off. So now I gotta run to the hospital. So
Mm.
today, I'm running past these white people. I never forget it. I'm running past these white people. So the motherfucker was like, hold up. White man jumped out the way. All these people jumped out the way. Now the blood coming out of everywhere. Coming out the front of my mouth, coming out the side of my
Damn.
mouth. This shit coming out of everywhere now. So I'm like, yo. So now the white people. So when I run in the hospital, I run in the hospital and shit. Boom. So then they running. Then everybody run to the joint. They run into the
Mm.
joint. I'm like, they like, oh, trauma patient. They talking about what you get shot. I fell out. Fuck getting shot. I fell out. Boom.
Mm.
I fell out and shit. So I'm like, bang. So when I wake up, my shit wired. My shit like they don't give me a mirror because they had to shave my beard and stuff off.
Damn.
So they don't shave my stuff. So they don't give me a whistle. Now let me see the mirror. But I'm handcuffed to the bed now.
Oh,
So I'm
shit.
like, damn.
You know that,
I woke up. I woke up. It's 2 cops there. But mind you, I'm on bail. From the because I wound up making bail for case of my homicide. I wound up making bail for the pistol. So I'm on bail for the pistol and shit. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, boom. So I try to move my arm. I'm like, I turn around, see 2 cops. So when I listen, the white cop said, "Oh my God, what the fuck? Did they catch the person who did this?" Mind you, I never seen my face. So I'm like, I said, mind you, I never seen my face. So I'm like, So the black lady cop like, "Oh my God, so is you okay?" I said, So then I'm trying to, I can't talk. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I can't talk. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, so I try to move. So the black lady cop was like, "Look, I'm gonna take the handcuffs off him because he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere at all."
Right.
So I'm like, boom. So when I turned, then she took it off. So boom. So I went back to sleep because I was doped up. When I woke up, the motherfucking DTs was in the room. They were like, "Mr. Jones, we was waiting for you to get up." So I'm like, So they were like, "Excuse me." I'm like, They was like, "Excuse me." So I'm like, cause I'm like, "Can you call the nurse and shit?" Cause I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, So they was like, so I pushed the button, the button in the hospital. So I pushed the button. I said, I'll call the doctor and shit. So they was like, "Oh no, he can't talk right now. Y'all gotta come back." They was like, "All right, boom." So I go back to sleep and shit. So listen, when I wake back up, they did again. So I'm like, They said, "No, fuck all that. Don't push no button or nothing. We need to ask your question." I'm like, what the fuck? So, cause they knew I pushed the button again. They like, listen. They was like, "Listen, dog." They was like, listen. Fuck all that. Don't push no button again and shit. So I'm like, fuck that shit. So I'm like, all right, boom. So they asked me questions, but I couldn't talk. So I wrote it down. They were like, Did you see who shot you?" So I wrote down, I said, "Listen, when they were shooting, I wasn't taking names and numbers.